Only the Bulls, woohoo, only the Bulls, Chicago Bulls. Only the one and only Chicago Bulls. What's up, real MVPs? What's up, Bulls fans? Welcome into another Ricky's Bulls reaction right here on Most Valuable Podcast. Bulls lose. The score doesn't even matter to me. I think it's 112 to 118. The Bulls stunk. I'm going to get into it. I'm going to react to it. Before I do, patreon.com/Most Valuable Podcast. That's how you help out the channel. Make sure to support us if you want to. You can earn some cool things like access to our Discord server. You can join podcasts and talk about whatever it is you would like to talk about with us. So check that out down below in the description. We got to unpack this game because I am recording this moments after the Bulls lost to the Lakers. I think the score was 118 to 112. I don't even have the box score pulled up because to me, all I want to do right now is go into my bathroom and throw up. I want to throw up all over. I feel sick. I feel disgusted after watching this game because we should have won this game. This was a game that was ours for the taking. Let's go. Before I harp on the bad, let's go to some simpler times. The better times. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. I think that's what Emily Dickinson said. But the first half, everything was clicking for the Bulls. We were shooting phenomenally. We were hitting from beyond the arc. Kobe White looked amazing. Wendell looked amazing. I even sent a tweet out that was like, where has this team been? This team has been asleep for 7 games, and they have finally woken up. It reminded me of Snorlax in the 90s was it 2000, early 2000s? The original Pokemon series. When Snorlax woke up and it's like, whoa, this thing is a bruising force. That's what it reminded me of. Holy shit, the Bulls are awake. The Bulls are here. I'm even thinking in my head, yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to tell everybody this is the Bulls team that Dave and I were thinking of when we said the Bulls were going to make the playoffs. But then the second half happened. The Bulls went into the locker room with a lead. Nearly a 20-point lead. And they lost 118 to 112. To me, let's start in the fourth quarter. Let's start there. The thing I did as this game was closing out, and then I added the Laker game to it. These are all the fourth quarters that the Bulls have had this year. Game 1 against the Hornets, even. We both had 30 points in that quarter. Game 2, and this is also a test of can Ricky remember who we've played in what order. Game 2, that was the Memphis game. We outscored Memphis 31 to 21 in the fourth quarter. Then we had the Toronto game. They outscored us. They had 24. We had 22. Then we played the Knicks. They outscored us 33 to 18 in that loss. Then Cleveland, they outscored us 37 to our 29. Then we had after Cleveland, who was after Cleveland? Detroit. Dead even, 26-26. So it was a wash in the fourth. Then we had Indiana. They outscored us 22 to 21, almost a wash. And then the Lakers outscored us 38 to 19. That's a grand total of opponents are outscoring us in the fourth 231 to 196. We are being outscored by 35 total points in the fourth quarter. The thing that's also going to make me sick the rest of the year is if I have to see another NBC Sports graphic, and it's not the NBC Sports guys' fault. It's not their fault. It's not even Neil or Stacy's fault that they have to tell me about it during the broadcast. But if I see one more little graphic in the fourth where it's like, oh, this is the Lakers' first lead. It also happened during the Piston game. Oh, this is the team's first lead since it was 2-0 in the first, since it was 24-22. If I have to see that one more time, it's going to make me sick. Why is this team, I thought to myself, I'm like, why is this team blowing leads in the second half? Like, what is it? And then it hit me. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, what Sean Anderson would say right now, Jim Boylan's got to go. That's what I've come up with. Jim Boylan has got to go. Like, this entire week I've been like fluctuate. Like, after this game, like, oh man, Jim's really got the boys playing. But the second half, this second half proves why Jim Boylan has to go. And I'm going to tell you why. The first thing of why Jim Boylan has to go is because what change was made at halftime? I felt like the two teams coming out, like hearing Neil and Stacy, oh, well, the Bulls came out flat after the halftime locker room. I put that on the coach. I put that on the coach's job at halftime is to set the team up for the second half. And I even felt it with the Lakers. The Lakers, Frank Vogel probably went in there and said, because the first quarter was very up-tempo. Both teams were running transition back and forth. There was even one point where it was like the Bulls came down, turned it over. The Lakers came down, turned it over. And it was kind of like a volleyball match, kind of like a tennis match of how we were volleying defensive possessions back and forth before I think the Bulls finally finished it off. But it was a very, very, very fast-paced game in the first half. If you notice, things slowed down in the second. Because I'm assuming, because of what I saw, Frank Vogel probably went into the locker room and said, hey, this running with the Bulls ain't working. They're running. It's getting their confidence going. They're hitting shots. Let's slow them down a bit. And that's what they did. They slowed us down. They made us go in the half court where, as we know from my Game 7 video, the Bulls don't have an offensive system, it seems. So if you put us in the half court, it doesn't seem like we're running much of an offense anyways. So, I mean, that plays into the hands. And then the entire fourth quarter, what the hell was going on? Like, when will Jim Boylan learn? Like, I was so happy in the first half. I'm like, Chandler Hutchinson's not doing nothing. Like, points-wise, like, yeah, he was plus 14 by halftime. He wasn't scoring many points in the first half. He only played, 7 minutes. Had some 2 boards, I think 2 assists, something like that. He wasn't doing much. But his presence out there meant I didn't have to see the 3-guard lineup. I didn't, and we didn't, and I was happy. And I'm like, oh, we're winning. Like, this is great. I'm surprised. And in the second half, I feel like Boylan's got to learn when to switch up the lineup. Like, I feel like every single game we've lost, it's like, all right, it's coming off the trains. It's coming off the trains. The wheels are coming off the tracks. Hey, Jim, put the starters back in. Put the starters back in. Even if it's not even the starters. Even if it's just Kobe and the starters. Because even that lineup worked in the first half. Even that one worked. When you took Sato out and put Kobe in next to Zach LaVine. We all questioned in the offseason, oh, how's Kobe going to work next to Zach? It worked in the first half. To where I was thinking in the first half, oh, maybe we start inserting Kobe White into the starting lineup and we let Sato come off the bench and play with Chris Dunn. But in the second half, it's like Jim Boylan, a word I'm going to use from my Game 7 reaction, stubborn. I'm going to stick with this lineup. I'm going to let the guys play out of it. And you don't do that with the second unit. It's like I saw on Twitter. Someone's like, why is Jim Boylan not changing this lineup? And someone replied and said, because he loves to see Luke Cornett get owned on the defensive side of the ball. And I mean, that alone, not preparing the guys at halftime, because it didn't seem like Jim Boylan prepared them at halftime for the second half. Lakers looked like they made adjustments. Bulls looked like they didn't make any adjustments. And number 2, I even looked when he called a time, like he only called, I think, one timeout in that fourth quarter, and it was when the Lakers took the lead. I feel like Jim Boylan has to call a timeout before it gets to that point. Be a little bit proactive instead of reactive, where, hey, I see these guys slipping. Let me call a timeout. Let me get things settled. Don't wait until it's like, well, we lost the lead. Now I'm going to call the timeout, because those guys, their energy's shot. Their confidence is shot then at that point. Or just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to go and put the starters back in sooner than when you would. And I feel like everything Jim Boylan did in the second half was the wrong decision. I feel like everything is like, this loss is on him, I feel. I am putting this loss on Jim Boylan. And it all wasn't bad in this game. Like, I know most of it was in the first half, but like Wendell Carter had a good game in this one. Double-double, 11 points? That's the Lakers. Let me scroll down. He had 11 points, 11 boards. There was even one board he pulled with 3 Lakers around him. I'm like, how the hell did Wendell get that rebound? Kobe had 18 points off the bench. Zach was looking good. Otto Porter was hitting some shots in this game, to where really the only one that was struggling was Lauri Markkanen. When is he gonna snap out of it and make it work? Like, there was 1 3 he did in the second half. I think it was in the fourth quarter when we were losing, and I'm just like, you didn't have to make that shot. You didn't have to take it. There was time on the shot clock. Work something out, but that's what happens when teams are going to put us in the half court. So, not much to say about this one. Team played very well in the first half. Very well in half number 1. And then half number 2, we just got to, like, part of me was like, oh, well, the Bulls have to learn how to close out games. No, it's Jim Boylan. Jim Boylan needs to make the right decisions. He's not putting in, like, he's not, to me, calling timeouts when he should. He's calling timeouts too late. He has to be more proactive there. And he's not putting the starters back in soon enough. All he's got to do is change that and also set the team up for the second half, because I feel like, yet again, the Lakers made changes and the Bulls did not. As always, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. This is demoralizing. I feel sick to my stomach after this game. I'm not excited for tonight because, as you guys are seeing this, Bulls are playing the Hawks, right? We're on a back-to-back. I'm going to double check to see I'm right about that. Yeah, we're on a back-to-back, so now we get to this team after tonight. Like, as I'm recording this, they're hopping on a plane. They're going to Atlanta. They have to go play a back-to-back. Yeah, John Collins is going to be out, but Trae Young's going to be playing. I wouldn't be surprised if the Hawks blow us out. I wouldn't be surprised. But at the same time, which Bulls team am I going to see? The one in the first half or the... I know exactly what I'm going to see. The Bulls will probably play well in the first half and then sputter the game away in the second half. But this one's demoralizing. Should have been a win. We let LeBron James and Anthony Davis off the hook. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section, Bulls fans. We're in this together. We're in it together. Like, we're all we have at this point. We are all we have. If you have any questions, either during the game, right after the game, make sure to hit me up on Twitter, @RickyWidmer. Sometimes, as I get the questions in, I throw them up. We talk about them here. So make sure to hit me up on Twitter, either during the games, after the games. It's got to get better from here, but I'm not expecting anything against the Hawks tonight. We'll see how it goes. And as always, have a good day, everybody.